What is up, all you GBA type fans? This is Tom, here bringing you guys week 11 of the GBA. Sorry about the delay. A little bit of explaining before we jump into the video. Essentially, so last week I had one day off. Mono and I battled really late, like I believe it was Sunday morning. I've been even a little bit later, but we battled. We had the intention, actually, that he and I lived close enough in New Jersey that he and I could have battled in real life. Well, that was the plan. However, again, one day off last week. Couldn't really make that happen. This week, I actually am off yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But, unfortunately, real life things, had to get that done. You know how it is. Anyway, going into this match, I would have done a team builder, but let me just briefly break down the team for you guys. Leading off from right to left, we have Starmie. This is a Specs Timid Starmie with enough speed to outpace Garchomp. We have a defensive Flamor Melodic, because that is the best way I can take on both the Choice Banded Azumarill or Belly Drum. It has Haze, Ice Beam, Scald to recover. It also is the best chance to take on a sub Swords Dance Garchomp. A Scarf Mold Breaker Sock, because outside of Amanda Buzz, his entire team is grounded, so I can go for Earthquake in case he had like defensive Bronzong or something and Amoonguss was out of the way. We have a D-Dense Tyrantrum with Headquake and Fire Fang, a special defensive Gligar, pretty typical for what I've been running the past few weeks, but it has Earthquake, Stealth Rock, Roost Toxic. Xatu, also special defensive. This is specifically to take on both Bronzong and Amoonguss, and even Mandibuzz because it's holding the Cobra Berry. But it's running Psychic and Heat Wave because those hit both of his walls that I'm looking to check super effectively, respectively, of course. And Roost plus, I believe, Toxic as well, in case for the Mandibuzz. If he brought it, I could then Toxic it if he wants to bring it in on a hard switch, or I could, let him burn the Cobra Berry and then get off a Toxic, and eventually he'd be worn down. So this week, looking at Mono's team, I predicted pretty much most of it. I predicted a Scarf PZ, a Standard Mega Manectric, Belly Drum or Choice Banded Azumarill, Sub-Swords Dance Garchomp with a defensive Amoonguss, Spadef Bronzong, and or a defensive Mandibuzz in case he expected something like Cobalion. So that was the idea behind this team. I think I prepped rather well. This team was, I think, much better suited than last time. And frankly, you know what? I was pretty okay with how this, how I was going into this match. Obviously, this is late, so if you've read the fan doc, you watch Mono's video, you kind of know the outcome. But I figure you get my perspective, and hopefully the analysts do too. But let's jump right into the video. So, like I said, I had the right idea with this team, thinking he's going to lead off with Bronzong. I'm going to lead off with Xatu. Now, the idea there was just, hey, if he goes into Bronzong, I have enough HP, defense, and even Spadef investment to ensure I can live any one hit or many hits from Bronzong and Amoonguss. But he leads off with the Azumarill. I'm going to switch out because I'm not taking a player off or anything. Going to Melodic, see what he is, essentially, because if he's Choice Band, it's going to do about 50%. If he's, he could just, if he's not, okay, there it is, 50%, plus I get burned. So I'm forced to recover here, but with the Flame Orb active, it means that his Garchomp and now his Azumarill they're checked softly. So the only real way my team stops both Azumarill and Garchomp from plowing through my team is just to keep a Melodic alive. I have to just ensure that I could, break subs or go for Haze, or just ensure that those things don't get too out of hand. But right here, he's going to predict the Xatu to come in. But like I said, Spadef Xatu going to go into it, and I think it does a really good job. I think that Xatu is very underrated in regards to league type format, and it does a good job at handling certain walls. Like last week, handled Mega Venusaur and Skarmory pretty well. This week, I think it can do a pretty good job at handling both Bronzong and Amoonguss. But go for Heat Wave on an easy prediction going into Bronzong. Here I'm going to go for another Heat Wave, hope for the burn, but no! We get a miss, because why not? I know exactly what he's going to do here. He's going to go for Sub, he's going to go for Swords Dance, something, and I'm going to go into Melodic. Now, right here, he goes for Sub like I thought, right? And my inclination on this next turn is, instead of trying to break the sub, I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try and be one step ahead of the game, thinking he's going to go, no, not for Swords Dance. He goes for Earthquake. Here I'm going to Haze. And the nice thing about this Melodic is so that I'm pretty sure at this range, right, I could live uninvested. Now, if he goes for Swords Dance and I get the recover up, after the burn damage, I can live another Earthquake. That's the nice thing. Fully defensive plus Marvel Scale. Melodic does a better job than anything else I could have, had for this team, right? Right here, like, I was in range to possibly die from burn, but I would be able to negate his boosts. So as long as he, doesn't crit me here, I'm pretty sure I can live it. But unfortunately, he crits me. And this is important. Without Melodic, now I wasn't really in a tailspin. I'm gonna pause it right here. I wasn't really in a tailspin, but the problem then became is that anytime that Garchomp or like say I eventually can handle this Garchomp, get it out, it comes back in, it subs again. I just lose because I have no other ways of taking it on. I have 2 Spadefmons, and I have a Tyrantrum which is slower without any D-dances up. I have a Scarf Sock, so if it gets behind a sub, I have to break it, then it kills me. And then Starmie here, which in the team builder, this is timid, right? The Starmie was meant to be a little bit faster than a Garchomp, and it was also meant to hit really hard on things like the Bronzong, because the Bronzong with Spadef, I can't, lock myself. I'm Specs this week with Trick, so if Bronzong came in, I'd be able to trick it, kind of cripple it, like we saw. Who did that? George did that to Mono. So right here, my expectation here is I'm gonna go for Ice Beam, but just kidding. Fucking hell. My Jenner, I believe it was a fuck up on both of our ends, because my FO and I were discussing, well, Modest hits Bronzong a little harder, but Timid allows you to outplace Garchomp. I settled on Timid, but I think somewhere along the lines, I may have passed off Modest to my Jenner. So because of that, yeah, I'm going to lose, because right here, without Starmie, I can't really break his team. And then with Sock needing to break this Garchomp sub, I now have only Tyrantrum as my sweeping potential. So that means that I can't even two-shot a Garchomp at +1. Right here, yeah, it's dumb going into Tyrantrum, but at this point, like, I'm pretty defeated. And yeah, I could have went into Gligar right here, but like I said, without a defensive Melodic, I can't take on any hits from Azumarill or Garchomp next time they come in. Without Starmie, I can't break his walls, and I have to kind of just rely on Xatu to not get poisoned, or Gligar to take both hits from an Adaptability, Porygon Z, and a Mega Manectric, and it's not going to work out, right? So the point of this is that I'm fucking angry. Alright, I am so goddamn defeated. I had the right idea with this match. I had a plan, and it was a good plan, but it just doesn't work out. And going for the Roost, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. I could have knocked him out, but it doesn't fucking matter. I had the right idea, and I could have banked for the Stone Edge miss there, but like, it just doesn't work out. I got crit. Fucking misgen the Starmie, and this match, just like the Nick match last week, I choked on that one. This one, just the game decided to say fuck you. This is not my season. This is not my team. I'm out of the playoffs. Playing John in a meaningless match next week, and frankly, I'm gonna still try my ass off, but the passion at this current second, after narrating this match, is not there, because the game, just like when Chimp and Miguel's match, Chimp had the right idea, going for passing off the speed and the attack boost into the Steelix, but then you miss a Thunderfang and you lose. In this case, I had defensive Melodic, as long as I didn't get crit, which it's a wall versus a sweeper. Of course, it's going to crit sometime, because that's how this game works. Otherwise, I think this game could have been a lot better, but unfortunately, it wasn't. Call it whatever in the comments. I honestly, I look at the comments, I go, I agree with you, and then I just move on with my life. I play John next week for a meaningless match. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, whatever. This season was over after I lost to Nick, and it's especially over now. Now it's only just playing damage control. At this point, I am in line to pretty much have the first overall pick next season, which could be good, because if any of you guys know your GBA history, that means that when we start a new gen, like back in Season 1, we allowed things like Mega Lucario, Mega Mawile to stay around much longer than they were supposed to. Hopefully, you know, there are things that are maybe really good with Sun and Moon, but on the same token, let's see if they aren't banned, right? Otherwise, I have my eyes set on a few things, but that'll go with the wrap-up video once the season's over, which I will be doing after I play John next week. Don't get me wrong, I will be planning my ass off against John. I don't want to get 6-0'd again, but on the same token, I'd like to perhaps supply you guys with a good match. I just think that anytime I get 6-0'd, I'm just deflated, and that's the case with any match that anybody has. You get a 6-0 and you're fucking deflated. You're like, gotta do this again after you just got, you know, absolutely shit wrecked. You know, when we saw last time I got 6-0'd, then I played Lars. I could have went for an Iron Head flinch. I didn't. And the week after that, I won 2 matches. Now, this season in general has been a roller coaster. I'm rambling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Comments, whatever. That's pretty much where I am at this point. I'm just kind of a little bitter, a little sad, a little deflated. So, that being said, have a good day, and I'll see you guys next week for our season finale against John. Bye.